Hello everybody and welcome to SRX Superstar Racing Experience, the game. If you have seen my videos in the past, you know I have covered a lot of monster games, including Tony Stewart's Sprint Car Racing and the All-American Racing. This is the final result of those two combined with the new SRX Superstar Racing Experience added to it. What do you get here in this game? A whole lot. We have so much to unpack here and improvements across the board that has made this game so much fun for me to play, and I can't wait to show it to you today. This is the main screen right here. We have home, race, online, and options. We'll get to all this stuff at the end of the video if you stay tuned till then, but let's see what the game is all about. Go into quick race, and here we are greeted with this screen. We have SRX Superstar Racing Experience. We don't really know what to expect from this sort of racing because we haven't seen it on the track yet. It is supposed to run this year, and basically it's kind of like IROC cars on steroids. They're going to be driving on asphalt and dirt. If you want to check out SRX, you can freely Google it. I'll have links to it all in the description below if you want to check that out as well. So you have the SRX cars. The late models are here, and they are, oh man, they are a handful, that I can tell you. You have stadium trucks, something new here that has been added, and then the 305 wingless sprint cars, and these are beasts on the dirt. They are such a handful to drive. And I know I'm talking about being a handful to drive. We'll go into the SRX here. I'm not in this game. This is just my custom driver here. We have Marco Andretti, Brian Brown, Helio Castroneves. We've got Doug Coby, Bill Elliott, Francis Jr., Tony Kanaan. We got Bobby Labonte, Willie T. Ribbs, Bobby Santos III, Scott Speed, and then we have Tony Stewart right there, and Cody Swanson, and Paul Tracy, Michael Waltrip. We have the Slinger winner, and then all the way back up to the top. That is what we have here available to select from the driver selection menu. Let's talk about track selection. We've got real tracks here in this game. We've got Eldora, Knoxville, Lucas Oil, Nashville Fairgrounds, Slinger, yes, Slinger. Amazing to see this in this game, and Stafford. Quick race settings, we can jump in, and here you go. You got gameplay options of difficulty presets to advanced. I've got transmission sets and manual. Car identifiers, you can turn those on or off. I have them off. Car shake effect, really cool. You can see the visual shaking of the car on the track, especially in third person. You can turn that on or off, or you actually can adjust how much you see. And then you have AI difficulty set to legend, damage, full damage, race length, 25%. Tire wear to normal, and all strict yellow. Listen to that voice. That is Alan Bestwick. Yes, Alan Bestwick is the announcer in this game. Really cool to hear Alan Bestwick here. So I have a loose setup here at Eldora. We're gonna start the practice and see what it's all about. I'm gonna shut up. I just want you to listen to the sounds of this car. We'll go to the outside view here first so you can hear it. Yes, put it into gear. Go. How about that? So as we're out here turning some practice laps here, have the wheel cam up here so you can see it. I am blown away by the difference of the physics. The physics have been redone for the game, and you can really tell because you can no longer just flat foot a car around the track. Now, with these SRX cars, I've noticed you can, get away with it. However, when you're driving the other series, like the 305 wingless sprints, you've got the trophy trucks and the dirt late models, you really, really have to pedal the car now. And I really love the fact that that is the case. Now, you can turn all, the difficulty setting options to your liking, driving assists, things like that. And I'm so happy to see them giving an option to, you know, sim racers and people that are, you know, wanting a more realistic experience. It's finally here, and you could feel it in the wheel, you know? It's so different. Now, the force feedback isn't like, it hasn't always been the best thing in the world, but it's way better this time around. And I'll tell you a big bugaboo that was my fault earlier whenever I first set up the game. Practice Gold Mist, you can see this is basically exactly what we have seen in the previous games as far as the menus. You have, you know, your car setup options you can change here however you would like. That's the loosest setup. I like having loose cars on the dirt especially. And I like the fixed setups. They're actually really done well this time around. So the problem I was running into was I had my Xbox controller still plugged in, and what it was doing was just creating a wiggle on my steering wheel whenever I would go on a straight line. So if you have a wheel setup, make sure you don't have an Xbox controller plugged in, but if you do, I will show you exactly how to get rid of that. All right, I have my Xbox controller plugged in. I go to quick race settings here, and right here, you're going to see under the options for the controls, if I go into steering wheel and all this here, you have a thing called driving effects. Now, with the controller, you know, that's the vibration for the controller, but if you have it plugged in and driving effects are turned on at the same time, you will have a death wiggle on your wheel and you'll be like, I don't understand what's going on with this. But I wanted to show you all the settings that I'm using. Paddle shifting, clutch with stick shift is turned off. Driving effects, again, turned off. Effect strength in the middle, impact effects are on, steering dead zones are all, you know, turned down, throttle and brake, everything. Now, before we jump in and race in the SRX races, I want to show you the race format. We have race 1 with the drivers being placed in a random order to start race 1. Race 2, we start in an inverse order of our finishing positions from race 1. So the driver who finishes race 1 in 12th place starts in first. So that's how the inversion works there. Then we have race 3. The drivers start race 3 based on where they finished in race 2. Points are awarded based on their finish position in each of the 3 races. And then we have seen heat races in previous games. Don't have to really go over all of this. I just wanted to show you what the new format is for the SRX. It is time to go racing. Let's do it here. All right, getting ready to go. Green flag racing here at Eldora. Into the gas, through my gears. There's 4 gears here in this car. There we go. And I've got my hands full already early on in this race. We'll turn the leaderboards on and stuff here in a few moments. I just want to get my footing, and we're in the wall already in this race. Now, another thing that's been added to not only the physics being overhauled, but we also now have the high line working. Now, that was something they worked on in the last game to try to get that, you know, where everybody was happy with it. But now the outside lane is just as competitive as the inside. You don't have to worry about being all the way on the bottom all the time now. Boy, these things are a handful. They're a lot of fun to drive. They're a lot more stable and forgiving than some of the other cars that are in this game. That I can tell you right now. I am really trying to hold my own right here, but I'm gonna wait till I get on a straightaway here so I can turn on our boards. There we go. There's our lap times and hit it again. And now we have the leaderboard there. So you can see who's around us. Kind of like a relative that we've seen in iRacing. Now they're on a really hard setting, so they're not easy to keep up with right now. I'm trying my best here, and we're holding our own in 8th. Remember, we're going to be inverted in the second race, so that's okay by me. And I don't race in the outside view whenever I have a wheel. It's just weird to me, but I will do it for you today. Careful, careful. Woo. So you can listen to the sounds of the cars in a racing setup here. And we're just kind of holding our own right now. Trying to hold Marco Andretti off the back end of us here. There we go. Just drove the car too deep there. Whoa! Just a little too deep there. But you can see we're in the middle line there, and he's not gaining a whole lot on us. He's still trying to get by us in the wall again there. But I'm trying to show you, but I'm terrible at driving a wheel in the outside view. It's just always been a problem for me. And I gotta say, I love the sounds, especially in the inside view. That's one of the biggest things that was missing in this series was in the Tony Stewart games. Whoa, he went around. I think the caution's gonna come out. And there's the caution flag. I think we might have caught him a little bit there. I'm talking, so my driving's not the greatest in the world. I'll try not to wreck somebody again. The, warming of the tires and the the cleaning them off and all that is still a very scripted thing. Back into the gears here we go. Trying to finish this first race out here. Drive it deep in there. We have no spotters, so we are just watching our mirrors here and also watching the cars around us. Drive it deep in there all the way. It's just fun to drive one of these cars, man. That I gotta say. And I'm super stoked for the SRX Racing series to be launched. You know, it's just the driver names alone are just amazing. And I think it's gonna bring NASCAR fans, all sorts of fans of motorsport, because it's not just NASCAR guys. You know, you got Castroneves, you've got all sorts of different guys. Tony Kanaan, you have amazing names in racing that are gonna be in this series, and I'm really excited to see what happens with it. All right, trying to hold our own here in this race. 38 seconds remaining in Heat 1. And once the heat runs out as far as timing goes, then it comes down to the last 2 laps. So that's how that all works out. And I gotta say, it's so nice to be at Eldora in an SRX car. I'm just blown away. And the feel is just so good. I must say, the feeling of the physics are just so much better than they have ever been. And that makes a game to me. You know, I play the other games a lot, and I played them in my free time and stuff, but they were just not, you know, it's kind of how the NASCAR Heat Series was for me. You know, once the sounds got there and the immersion factor was there for me, I played it a lot more. And that was something that was really lacking in the previous games, but you can see Monster is improving every single title they make, and that's always been the case. There we go. We finished 10th. I'll take it. And we'll be inverted now, so we'll be starting up towards the front next. All right, Heat 2 starting P number 3. Let's see if we can keep up with these guys up here towards the front. And full into the gas there. Get my leaderboards up. There we go. Hold off the bottom lane there because I don't want them to be. There we go, driving around them. Keep the speed up here. You can see the dirt has accumulated on the cars. So not only do you have an amazing angle from the AI in these corners, but you're also seeing that they are into, whoa, he drove it deep in there. Damn, Ribs. Willie T. Ribs getting around us, and now that's Michael Waltrip fighting on the inside. And we just got absolutely destroyed. And you're seeing what's happening. The guys that were in the back that were fast, well, here they are tearing through the field and getting back up there in the front again. That's usually what happens with inverted races. Oh, they're getting loose. Huge crash. We are involved. Aero damage. Oh, man. Well, there you go. If you're waiting for a crash, you just saw. Now we have damage on our car. Not great. We're not pitting. There's no options to pit in this series, so we're going to continue from here. We have aero damage, but hey, engine and temps are still good. Let's try to get her home. And it's hard to keep up with these guys, man, with this aero damage right now. Minute 40 remaining in the heat, but we've just been back here in 12th trying to not get lapped, basically. And you're starting to see the AI spreading apart, racing each other. It's a very, very nice look as far as what you're seeing here on the track right now. Well, 2 laps to go and it got worse. I know I don't have speed anymore in this car. I'm just trying to make it all the way to the end here the best I can. And we're gonna finish out the race here all the way in 12th. So that was not good for us. We got caught up in that wreck and we got absolutely destroyed after that. And we're now in the main event, but the car is still damaged and that didn't help there. So the damage carries over. You can't work on these cars in these heat races. So we have 25 lap shootout to the end. Oh, man. There was a huge wreck right there. We just got by. We did not get involved in that, so we might have made up a bunch of spots off that. Let's see where we're at now. We're in 9th. Okay, we're not dead last. We're still in this thing to try to get something out of it. So I'm still going here. Still going. Get a good start here. And dive on the inside here. Pedal through it. Woo! Oh, yeah. This is so much fun to drive on these cars. Sides like this. All right, wish me luck. 18 laps to go. 16 laps to go, and I'm really fighting these guys off my car right now. With this damage, they've just, you know, they're getting around me no problem at the moment. You can see how close they race you. It's really nice, and they do give you room. Oh, a little contact there with the 98s of Andretti. And we're still hanging on. Brian Brown got around us there, but I'm gonna get back in the inside of him and hold it. Try to get my spot back with a slide job just like that. Got a slide job on him, and it worked out for us there. I didn't think I'd be able to pull that one off, but we did. And Willie T. Ribs is finding his way around us. We're just dive it way down in there and just kind of hold it here in the middle. I'm trying not to turn the car left too much. But man, since that damage, it's really hard to kind of hold the car in the center where I want it. I'm having to really, really wheel it left, and we're scrubbing so much speed off by doing that. And the yellow flag comes out, and this changes up some things. We're gonna be closer to the front now. Well, not really. We're still fighting Ribs for 10th right now. So let's see how this restart goes for us here. We just gotta drive it like nobody's business right now. 8 laps to go. One thing I can say is, man, you can really lean on these drivers and not worry about, you know, ping-ponging or, you know, getting thrown away, thrown to the side when you make contact. So you can make contact with them. You just gotta, you know, be careful. You don't want to hit them too hard. But they will lean on you a little bit too, which I do enjoy that. So the racing is definitely a lot of fun. There we go, slide job on the nose there. Oh, contact. I don't even know who that was. That was Andretti. And yeah, there goes Brian Brown again to our inside, and now we're fighting Paul Tracy here. Gonna run that top. Ooh, they're driving it deep in there, but we're keeping speed on the top. Enough to get a good exit there. Ooh, right next to Willie T. Ribs. Careful there, Jeff. I need to get to the inside here and try to really just send it in there like this. Send her, bud. Woohoo! There we go. 4 laps to go. We're fighting for 10th for P10, and man, it's gonna be tough to get past Ribs here. You just see how much I have to turn the car than what I want to be doing right now. But with these cars, you can, right now I'm kind of in the zone of, you know, with the tire wear and a loose setup, I'm just kind of flat-footing around Eldora right now. Not really having to worry about, you know, pedaling the car, although we're kind of overdriving it by doing that, which is not helping us at all. There we go, try to pedal off the car a little bit more there. You can see in that rear view mirror, that driver working that wheel as well. So they don't just stick it in there and just hold it, you know? It's cool because you can tell they're actually racing you, or they're actually driving their cars. There we go, 1 lap to go, and it's coming down to this, coming down to dead last, man. That's sad, but it happens. We got damage on the car, but you get an idea of what these guys are like to race whenever they're at the highest level. There we go, P12 for us. Nothing too new for us there. Let's check out the replay system. It's the replay we know and love so much. It hasn't changed. And here's the crash right here that we got involved in. Lots of damage to our car, and even a car on top of us after all was said and done there. Another angle here of it happening right in front of us. There's not a lot of options there, and Yeah, he went right on top of the roof. And Tony Stewart wins the race. We end up dead last. I figured that was going to be the case. It's time to go racing here at Slinger. I'm going to go ahead and just advance to the next session, and we're just going to race. We're not even going to worry about there's no qualifying, but we're not going to worry about practice at all. Let's do some asphalt racing here in the SRX. Hit through our gears as the green flag is out at Slinger. I think that's Tony Stewart right there in front of us. And yes, it is. All right, let's get our rhythm going here and let this race come to us. It's a small track, short track racing. Had used a lot of brake there, and they're on a very difficult setting, so we don't want to burn our tires up too much here in the beginning. Having to use a little bit of brake there in our corners for sure to help us turn. There we go, cleared him. Whew, got my hands full. Yeah, that's the thing though, man. These physics are just so different than what they have ever been before. The cars are actually fun to drive. Now, you can't change the FOV in the cockpit, which is kind of unfortunate, but that's always been a problem with these games. But I gotta say, I do like the FOVs that they have given us. For me, in my setup, it just kind of works out, you know? I know a lot of people like to play these games in third person, but that's not for me. There we go, rolling the throttle early on. There we go. Now we're finding our pace after dealing with traffic, and the car was just so loose there for a little bit. So now I can work on Kanan here. Or sorry, Brian Brown. There we go. Now we're getting our rhythm going. Love the sounds of these cars. They just sound so good. Ooh, contact there. Sorry, buddy. Did not mean to do that. I'll give him his spot back. Gotta be nice. I've been battling Brian Brown a lot in this series so far. There we go. All the way down that yellow line. Fighting him on the outside there. Don't push him high. There we go. All right, now I can get my spot back. We got a lot more racing to go. Minute 44 left to go. One thing I'm very happy to see back in this game again is the wall reverb sound when you get next to the wall. It sounds awesome. I usually turn it up more than it actually is. Man, I'm just turning the car way too much here on the exit, and we're losing a lot of speed off of it that way. Less than 40 seconds in this race, and I'm feeling the tire wear already on these cars as the car is starting to slide up the track as I'm getting back into the gas. We're definitely driving off that right rear quite a bit. Had to jump out of the gas there so we didn't smack the wall. But we're holding our own a lot better on asphalt than we were in dirt. But that's kind of always been the case anyway with me. I've never been really good on the dirt. But man, it's so cool to have Slinger. What an iconic track, you know? And it's here in this game. All right, let's finish this thing out strong. I'm going to start turning in a little bit later here. Let the car roll in the center a lot more. There we go. That's the kind of lap I want. Right there. There we go. Let the car roll and then get back to it. One to go. Sponsored by nothing. We don't know who it's sponsored by now because of SRX. There we go. We'll finish 8th in Heat 1, and now we'll invert the field. Heat number 2, you can see that the time cycle has moved on, and now we are under the lights here at Slinger. Ready to go green flag racing, and we are back at it again. Getting a little bit aggressive there in the beginning, but I have to, you know? Drive a lot better this time around. But having those authentic sounds, man, it really just brings the immersion to a whole new level. We're holding our own right now, trying to chase down Marco Andretti here at Slinger. What I'm talking about. Ooh, a little bit of contact. I was there. A little bit more contact with him there. He's kind of holding us up a little bit. And we know that tire wear is coming. So we gotta be careful there. Try not to burn that right rear off. And now he's getting a run on us here. Ernie Francis Jr. to the inside. And we're gonna try to hold him off on the outside lane here. Almost in the wall, had to jump out completely. I missed my corner big time there, all right. Do a crossover move on this guy. Whoa, careful. And you can just see how much my hands are full on exit of the corner right now because the car's not super loose or anything. I think that's the problem. I think the car's too tight. I should have made it a little looser here for us. Whoa! Ask and you may receive. There we go. With that tire wear, I'm starting to feel the car free up a lot more now, so that's good at least. But we're doing much better than I thought we were going to be doing with them set to the level they are, but I'm not doing terrible. I don't think they're running too much. I don't think they're hitting the brakes very much. I think they're rolling the car a lot in the center of the corner. I got to be easier on the accelerator on exit, though. Like that. There we go. Ooh, got in the wall. That wasn't good. This is not an easy track either. This is a lot of just not making mistakes for the most part. Minute 33 left in this race. Okay, with tire wear, I'm starting to use a lot more brake, and I am starting to catch Paul Tracy by doing that. So I'm going to keep doing it. Whoa, big moment there. Felt the car step out on us quite a bit there. But yeah, you have to really be patient on that throttle, and you can't just slam it over and over again because it's really getting the car upset. I'm having to be a lot more easy on the pedals. Never had to do that before in these games, so that's definitely something new. He made a mistake, and I'm there, but now Tony Kanaan made a huge move there. Sorry, not Tony. That was that Bill Elliott? I don't know. I don't know their colors yet. But yeah, he's fallen off quite a bit. Paul Tracy did with his tire wear. He wasn't dealing with the very much, and it's so cool to see him dealing with the same problem I am, you know? So many times in games it feels like they are just at such an advantage on tire wear, and it seemed like he was dealing with the same problem I was when he had that big wiggle out of the corner. He's really trying to get there and trying to turn me. Well, he's not wrecking me to do it. He is racing me pretty good. That's something that I do like to see, is the AI are fun to race and not frustrating to race, you know? Try to get a crossover here, and we'll finish in 5th. I was too busy racing, I didn't even pay attention to that. But hey, P5, we'll take it. And it's time for the main event. That was Elliott in front of us. Their names are on the back of the car, Jeff. Come on now. Ready to go green, let's do it. Had a good start there. Just keep that momentum going forward here. .36 to go. I'm just barely jabbing that brake because I want to kind of back my corners up just a little bit to save that tire for the end of the race. And here comes the man, the myth, the legend, Tony Stewart to the inside. Almost put it in the wall there too. I had to be careful there. And now Bill Elliott gets right on around us. So crazy to say Bill Elliott, not Chase Elliott, but that is indeed Bill Elliott racing again. A lot of great names racing again. Man, Bill Elliott made a huge move on Tony Stewart there. That's going to work out pretty well in his favor. 32 to go. Big moment up there in the front. Was that Ernie that got loose? I think it was. And those guys were able to get around him no problem. Let the car roll the center back to, yes! Yeah, that's Francis Jr. for sure in front of us. We got Bobby Labonte right on our bumper behind us. 30 to go. A lot of racing left here. I'm going to go ahead and get back to focusing up on the race, and I'll let you know if anything else interesting happens. The more I drive this, the more I have found that man, it's really got like a sim kind of feel on how much you're using the throttle. That's something I haven't felt before in these games, and it's really throwing me off. But now I'm starting to like put my iRacing mind to it, and I'm like, all right, if I'm just easier on the throttle input, and we're gonna, you know, move forward. But it's pretty difficult to get by these guys, and they're getting faster as time goes on as I wear my tires differently than them. I made one little mistake there, and Michael Waltrip found his way around us there, so we dropped to P7 now. But that could change here. Just kind of be a little bit more patient. A lot more racing to go. 8 laps to go. And they are finally getting side by side up there a little bit more, which is good for us. We want them to race each other a lot more than that. Ooh, man, the car's getting so loose on exit now. You can see how much the field has been completely spread out here in the long run, which is great to see. No one's all, you know, backed up and side by side like constantly. It's a pretty realistic feel to it as far as the racing with the AI. And they are fun to drive with because it doesn't feel like they're taking too much, you know? And it's a short amount of... I'm trying to get to his bumper here. 4 laps to go. Come on. We're right there. And just set him up better here for the end. Andretti. Woo. He's just got exit. Oh, he's losing it right in front of us. Get on around him. And there you go. The caution comes out. We have a shot at this thing now. Whoa. He just lost it because, you know, that tire wear, it's getting harder and harder. It's just as hard for me to exit the corners as it was for him. Good to see that. All right, get ready to go green. Get everything you can out of it. 2 laps to go. Get everything we can. Just drive the hell out of it, Jeff, on these old tires. 1 to go. And then we're going to get P3 out of that. Yes, we did. All right. There you go. We're much better on asphalt, it turns out. Watching the replay of the second restart we had there as we were fighting Tony Kanaan right there. And the cars look like they're going so slow from those camera views, but man, when you're on board, it feels like it's so much quicker. Look at the difference there. You see how much wheel we were giving it there on the exit. But what a fun race that was. I'll let you listen to some more of the replay. So Bobby Labonte takes the win. We finished 3rd. I'm very happy with that, I must say. We'll finish the event there. All right, let's check out the late models. Here we go. You can see who's in here. Jack Carter, Ty Morgan, Amanda Parker, Jimmy Reynolds, Tiffany Rogers, Casey Smith. That's Samantha Thompson, Art Watson, Austin Williamson, Eddie Wright. That is who we have here. I didn't make a car for this, so it's just default on the paint. Now, here's all the tracks that we have seen from the previous game, including the ones that we have seen, like Knoxville, and we also had Eldora. So we'll go back to Eldora so you can see what the difference is like between the cars. And these things, you have to drive so much with the throttle. It's insane. So we're going to go ahead and just skip practice here. And we're going to jump in. No qualifier. Just going to jump straight into the race. Loose as we possibly can with our setup. And let's go racing here at Eldora. About to go green flag racing. The sun's coming down. And here we go. 2 gears in this car. Listen to the sound of that late model. And you're seeing how much I have to jump off the throttle so I don't spin the car, because you can spin the car if you jump down into the corner at full speed and not lift the accelerator at all. And you can see just what I'm doing with the throttle input is oh man, couldn't get off of that car there for a second. And the caution comes out. But you're seeing down there at the bottom right how much I'm jumping out of the gas, and that's just to prevent the car from spinning on you, because it will spin if you take it into the corner full throttle. Keep that in mind. It's a really short race, so I'm probably just going to keep the whole race in. I'm going to jump into second gear here out of the gate, so I'm not worrying about that. 2 laps to go. Trying to get my stuff back up here for you so you can see the names. That's all right. Spin the car. Ooh, man, he got slow. And there you go. That's the late model. So I know we're going into these really, really, really fast. But I did want to show you what they were like, as we have a lot more to cover here. Stadium trucks. We have Justin Cook, Brett Cooper, Adam Dixon Jr., Carl Erickson, Brittany Hughes. We got Vincent Jackson, Brianna Johnson. We got Chuck Parker, Al Reynolds, Cale Smith, Bill Washington. And then my truck here, we're going to be going to any of these tracks here, so you have quite a few to choose from. Let's go to something fun. Let's go to like, what's a track that looks like a lot of fun? I'm gonna go to Stone Canyon. All right, let's do some racing here in the trophy trucks. Getting ready to go green. Get through our gears. We've got three gears into the wall already, out of the gate. That's all right. Harden the brakes here. Just trying to feel these things out. I have not driven these at all, so sorry if I suck in these things. I spent most of my time in the Srx car trying to learn it, because you know it's the title of the game. I wanted to show that quite a bit. But there's a lot here to go over in this game, and trophy trucks being one of them, you know? The late models being one. I haven't put a lot of time in the late models. The physics being changed. It's not the same game as it was before. It's a lot more difficult to drive these things now. Way low on that one. There we go. Slide it on out. I lost so much speed on that, though, because I don't know how to drive these. Man, you do use the brake quite a bit to help the truck rotate, though, that I can tell you. They are just not easy to drive. Well, that because I just, you know, came off of driving an SRX and a late model. But in a career mode, this is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be something totally different than we have seen before in these games. I think people are going to really, really enjoy this. So, I'm already screwing that up. 3 laps to go here. That's a look at the trophy trucks. All right, 305 sprints. Drivers, we got Tommy Bailey, Samantha Bell, Robbie Collins, Ricky Cox. We got Ned Hill, Chase Jones, Kevin Murphy, Harry Nelson, Brian Ramirez, Cody Rodriguez, and that is what we have to choose from there. I'm going to select my default car, and here we are. Let's take them to Eldora because, you know what? Actually, you know what? Let's go to Knoxville. We'll do Knoxville. That'll be fun. Let's go green flag racing in these things here. So 1 gear in these cars. There we go. Full in the gear. And it's cool to see these in the game because, you know, it's something to reference off of the last game we, you know, played. So much right turning you got to do in this thing. Being as loose as it is. But they are mad fast, aren't they? They are destroying us right now. Only 2 laps to go. That's it. Okay. You got it, man. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't want to wiggle into him. Whoa. Had to catch a huge slide there. That was scary.
One more time around the track.
I'm trying here, man. I'm trying. This is intense into the wall. There we go. Well, that's what happens when you have, like, no practice at all. At all, man. Let's maybe not go that loose. Let's drop it off just a couple. There we go. All right, let's change to our other view here. There we go. One I can actually deal with. There we go. Green flag in the air again. You just really have your hands full in these cars. They are no joke. A little contact there with a 15. Really having to use a lot of throttle as well on these things. 5 to go, yep. We're trying here, we're trying. It's not easy by any means. Ooh, a little bit of run there on him. Having to use some brakes in the corner. It's letting me get away with driving down that low, but, oh, whoa, don't hit him. there's still speed down there. I'm kind of surprised by that. Kind of running the middle. Using the brakes to help rotate the car too, but man, yeah, I need a lot of practice in these. This is so different than any of the other series. And that's the thing, you know, each series has its own feel, and that's gonna be such a great thing in a career mode like that, to work your way through these different series. Yeah, you have your hands way, way more full than the SRX car. Oh, they're wrecking in front of us. Sorry, buddy. That dude in the red really slowed down there. There you go. That is the 305s. So here at the home screen, we have my career, we have my medals, my cars, my driver. So you can go into my driver and you can customize your driver as you would like to. You have your presets, but you can go in and change different styles of the helmets, change the colors. Basically what we saw in the previous game. We have outfit options here for style. A few to choose from there. You can change accents on certain ones. Location of your sponsors, as well as you can change the scale of those. One thing I do like is seeing the scale, rotation, X translates, and then you can change out the contingencies if you want to as well. Let's go to my cars, and now we can change out what we want to do with our custom cars. So we have a series option here to select which one you want. Let's start with the SRX. Yep, we're already in the SRX anyway. Okay, it wants to do it again. And here are your options. You got side options here to change what you would like. And then you have the top as well you can change, which adds a lot more options when it comes to customizing. Hood vent color, secondary, primary, and base. Then you have decal options. You can change your different sponsors. And one thing you can do is you change out the sponsor scale as well. You can make it as big as you want. You can really make them big too. Or you can make them tiny and small. So a lot of options with the scaling there. And I love that you can do that, the same thing with the numbers as well. So side panel, Sparko, whatever you want it to be. I should have just went with the SRX. That's what they all run anyway on their cars. So that works. Over here to style. So there's the number I chose. Font. You have a few fonts to choose from here with your numbers. 10 different fonts there, it looks like. Yep. And then you can change the style of it. Verse italic, italic, normal. Fill, change, pattern, accent, outline, all of that. Location, you can change this. Here's where you can change the scale of the size of it. So you can make these numbers massive if you want to. So like, especially on the sides of the car or the roof. Let's do the roof actually. You can just change the scale of that and make it much bigger. I love that option for that. So that is basically the home. We go to race. We have quick race. We have championship, split screen. Like I said, 3 races, top 10s, only 1. I haven't played this very much at all, like at all. We'll have a multiplayer here. You got news feed, and then you have the options. Let's jump into the options. It's basically what we have seen from previous games. We have gameplay difficulty presets you can change out, transmission options, car identifiers, car shake. We went over this stuff earlier. We have our AI difficulty. You can even do a custom, and you can run them at 105 if you really want to just destroy your life. Driving options here, we showed a little bit. Driving aids, you can change disability, driving assistant, things like that. Driving assist, wall avoidance, all that kind of stuff. AI settings, I have it all set to normal, but you can change that to whatever you want it to be, and it tells you on the right side what that's all about. Player 1 controls. As of right now, when I'm in the steering wheel, it's like the previous games. The wheel setup, I have it at 360. I have a 900 degree wheel, but if I go to 900, it's more like 120. So it's opposite. And I did report that to them that's still the case. But with a 900 degree wheel, I'm running 360 on that. You can adjust it even lower for, you know, it to be even more of a higher degree of rotation. So keep that in mind. Hit accept on that. And here are the options we had. Effect strengths, that's what I'm running. Everything I showed you there. And then sensitivities down here. I just kept them all in the middle. Although the brake range, I would probably drop that down quite a bit after driving that for a while. So there's those options. We can go to input mapping. You can do all that stuff like you did before. Display options here. This is what I'm running. Full screen, no VSync, screen number, primary. Quality set to high, the highest it goes. So you have anti-aliasing, bloom, replay, depth of field, shadow quality, all that. Audio options, music. It does have an awesome music selection. I did like the sounds that I was hearing, or the songs I was hearing, but I had to turn them off for the video. Effects, all that stuff. You can change all of the fine-tuning of the audio to your liking. Player cars, AI cars, skid and road noise, collisions, announcer, crowd, all that stuff. I left it all default, so you wouldn't hear the crowd at all in the car. So you can turn that off if you would like. Wall reverb and treble, those are in bass as well. So you can now change out the treble and bass. There's so much here with the audio, which I love to see that, because, you know, that was something that was missing in this game big time. So seeing this is, you know, completely stripped down like this, I love it. You can make it as realistic as you want to. We left everything as default, so on day one, when you get this game, that's exactly what you're going to see. Race format, we went over that, and credits and legal, that is pretty much that. I'm not going to say, actually I'll save because I did make a change on my wheel setting. But that's going to do it for SRX Superstar Racing Experience, the game. Thank you guys so much for checking this out today. You can get this on May 28th, 2021, coming out here very, very soon on the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC on Steam. That'll do it. I'll see you next time. Take care. Just want to let you guys know that merch is available if you check out the link in the description below, and there should be some images you can click on below the video as well. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support. I do appreciate it.